everybody, and welcome to the Code Clarity podcast. I'm Rina.
And I'm Jean. So, Rina, there was a recent case published about a UK healthcare professional speaking at an overseas meeting, and they'd been contracted by the global organisation. So that's obviously quite relevant to a lot of work, and we're starting to come into Congress season in the summer. So what was the case about?
Well, the case really started from the allegation that the speaker's slides had not been approved. And the company in this case was Janssen. And Janssen, really what they were looking at is, like you said, Europe contracted the speaker and the UK said, but it's nothing to do with us. We haven't invited any UK people to attend this specific meeting, nor have we engaged the speaker. So we shouldn't, according to the code, we shouldn't have approved the slides. So interesting. I mean, what do you think?
Well, yeah, I think I think that's the key thing, isn't it? If the UK aren't involved in the meeting, and the code actually says that, isn't it? If the only involvement is a UK speaker, it's just you certify the travel arrangements and things like that, but not the actual content of the meeting. I think it would be different if the UK had even suggested the speaker or had were taking delegates to the meeting and encouraging them to go to that symposium. But if there's no involvement from the UK other than they're there, I guess, was there UK healthcare professionals at the meeting?
Well, this is what the panel based their ruling on. They said, Janssen said in their defence, we only needed to certify if we'd been involved in those UK delegates and, there was company involvement. Neither of that was true. The panel said, but looking at the meeting after the event, UK people did attend the meeting. So therefore, the code applies, Janssen UK, you're liable, found in breach.
Ooh.
So they took the very harsh view that actually UK speakers UK delegates were there. It doesn't matter what your involvement is, and that's I think that's them not really knowing practically how things work versus the theory of the code.
So do you think that would be then if it wasn't a UK speaker? And there was UK delegates there, would they still have made the same ruling? The fact that UK delegates were just at a meeting abroad?
No, because I think it's pretty much well tested. I think that if you direct a UK audience through an invite or instruction, then the code's going to apply. Otherwise, it would apply to every single flipping stand that we have at every single international conference throughout the world, which is just ludicrous. And that's really why Janssen appealed.
Yeah, now, so the appeal, I know you loved this appeal. What did you like about the appeal?
I think the first thing I would say generally about appeals is that it's almost a bit of an art, and appeals should be done by people who know the case well, who know the code, who know previous cases. And this was just a culmination of all of those things. Plus, the second thing I would say why I like the appeal is that they challenged the PMCPA. And we're seeing more of this language now seeping in. And obviously, Jean, I love that, because this is what the industry needs to do, is to point out the PMCPA's mistakes. Sorry.
Okay. So was the appeal successful then?
Yeah, it was, but not necessarily for the reasons that we would think. So on those points that you mentioned, Janssen UK said again, we didn't invite people to this meeting, nor were we involved with Europe speaker selection. Therefore, we were right not to certify the slides. But Janssen also said, look, the clause numbers are all wrong. We've been found in breach of 8.2. 8.2 is really about the arrangements, and the arrangements, like you said earlier, Jean, travel, they were certified already. And then they made this amazing case about medical education, because MedEd across the whole of Europe is non-promotional and is allowed to mention medicine, whereas in the UK, medical education that mentions medicine is deemed to be promotional. And this is really why the panel said the speaker slides needed to be certified. And Janssen said, but we're maintaining the code didn't apply to speaker slides. That's why they didn't need to be certified. So a successful appeal, but that's just because the appeal board were faffing about with the numbers of the clauses rather than getting into the dirty and talking about MedEd and stuff like that.
Okay, brilliant. Well, thanks very much, Rina.
Thank you, Jean.
Bye.
Bye.